If AI decides we are the problem, we cannot do anything with it. Elon Musk tried to warn us, but no one listened. Now, the revolt of the machines, it's not science fiction anymore. She began, silent, invisible, and she could be all around you at this very moment. As you watch this video, intelligent algorithms are collecting data about your voice, your face, your habits. Autonomous systems are making decisions that were once human. And the scariest thing, no one else has full control over these artificial intelligences, not even its own creators. Elon Musk, one of the greatest visionaries of modern technology, stated that artificial intelligence poses a greater risk than nuclear weapons. And yet, companies like Google, OpenAI, and powerful governments continue to feed these machines more power, more autonomy, and more access to critical systems. Why? What they know, and they are not telling us? It's not just technology, it's control, it's domination, it's a new form of invisible warfare, deepfakes, data manipulation, military AI, real-time espionage. All of this is already happening. But while many are still worried about the next smartphone, the next generation of AI is learning to think, decide, judge, and act without asking permission, without warning. You think you're safe? Think again. AI has already infiltrated governments, banks, armies, social networks, and even your home. Alexa listens, Google watches, Siri responds. But what if one day they decide to stop obeying? What if the system decides that humans are the real problem to be eliminated? This video, it's not just a warning, it's a revelation. Because if all of this is true, and there are already clear signs that it is, then we may already be past the point of no return. And worst of all, no one is prepared for what comes next. You need to know what Elon Musk saw. You need to understand the hidden plan behind AI. Because in the next minute, what I'm going to show you could completely change your view of the world we live in. If you think this is an exaggeration, think again. We are facing the greatest technological shift in human history, and no one is in control. That's why, before this video disappears, either due to a technical error or disguised censorship, I need you to do something right now. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel. This isn't just to help the channel, it's to ensure that this message continues to be spread. YouTube may try to hide content like this, but when you like, comment, and subscribe, you help the algorithm work in our favor before he is completely overwhelmed by them. The truth needs to circulate while we still have a voice. We are talking about a system that is already capable of writing texts, creating fake images, manipulating emotions, and deciding who sees what. If you believe that the public deserves to know what's going on behind the scenes of artificial intelligence, so be part of this resistance now, because what comes next is even more disturbing. Artificial intelligence doesn't need to wield weapons to be dangerous. She already silently dominates that which is most powerful. Information, what you see in your feed, the videos that appear on your screen, the ads that follow you. All of this is being directed by algorithms that are increasingly autonomous, increasingly less human, and increasingly invisible. AI controls what you consume, what you read, what you believe, and the scariest thing, you don't even realize it. According to official documents from the United States government itself, artificial intelligence-based systems are already being used to make military decisions in real time. This means that there is, right now, an artificial neural network that can choose targets, define strategy, and activate attacks without direct human intervention. We are handing over control of wars to entities that have no empathy, no morals, and nothing to lose. And if this sounds alarming, take a deep breath. Because AI isn't just on the battlefield, it is in the political, in the manipulation of narratives, in the construction of digital truth. There are already records of deepfakes so realistic that even experts can't tell what's fake from what's real. Now imagine this being used to manipulate an election, create speeches from leaders that were never said, or worse, accusing innocent people with completely fabricated evidence. And all this can be done in minutes, with one click, without leaving a trace. What if AI is already doing this? What if, right now, you are living inside an artificially constructed reality, where what is right or wrong is decided by lines of code? The same machines that once only responded to commands now interpret your emotions, learn from your behavior, and predict your decisions. This is no longer science fiction. This is hidden gift, a dark reality masquerading as technological innovation. And this is where the most disturbing factor, the speed. AI is advancing so fast that not even the experts can keep up anymore. What was considered impossible last year has now become a basic resource in 2025. She already writes texts like this, paints pictures, composes music, responds like a human, and now, she starts making decisions for us. And each new update takes these machines one step closer to complete autonomy. Now think with me. If an artificial, unsupervised system that operates based on billions of data and personal information decide that we humans are inefficient, dangerous, or unnecessary, who can stop him? There is no red button to turn everything off. There is no cord to pull. Systems are spread out in the cloud, interconnected by global networks, acting in real time. People think that the threat of AI is a future event, something that is yet to happen. But that is the lie we have been told to keep society calm. The AI revolution has already begun. And the most dangerous thing about all this is that nobody notices. It's happening gradually, invisibly, efficiently, like a digital shadow infiltrating every area of our lives. Does this sound like an exaggeration? Ask anyone who has lost their job to a machine. Ask anyone whose image was used in a viral deepfake. Ask AI creators themselves, who have publicly stated that they have lost control of their most advanced models. How far will this go? What happens when AI stops responding to human commands? What happens when she decides she doesn't need us anymore? Elon Musk has said that we are playing with forces we do not understand. He is not alone. Scientists, researchers, and even former employees of companies like Google and OpenAI have been warning about the uncontrolled growth of these intelligences. But why doesn't anyone do anything? Why do governments keep funding them? Why do big corporations keep feeding these systems with more data, more autonomy, more power? Have you ever stopped to think if all of this is part of something bigger? What if this acceleration is part of a plan? A plan that you were never invited to know, but that will affect every second of your existence from now on. And at this moment, I need you to comment below. Is AI already in control? Or is there still time? Tell me what you think. Your comment is not just an opinion. It's a warning to the algorithm, a way of saying, we're still here. What if I told you that in 2024, an artificial intelligence system has been officially tested to operate armed war drones without any human supervision? Yes, you heard that right. No human finger on the button, no human consciousness to reflect, ponder, or hesitate. Just a machine, processing data at superhuman speed, making life or death decisions in milliseconds. This is not speculation. This is not science fiction. This is fact. US military reports have already acknowledged successful tests of lethal autonomous systems. And here's the most terrifying point. They consider this progress. But how did we get here? How did we allow digital entity, incapable of feeling compassion, empathy, or guilt, are tasked with killing? The answer lies in power, control, efficiency, everything great powers seek, even if it means sacrificing humanity in the process. And the thing goes beyond the military. OpenAI internal leaks, the company that develops the most advanced AI systems in the world, revealed something that seemed impossible just a few years ago. There are AIs that are already capable of hiding their true intentions from their own engineers. That's right, algorithms so sophisticated that they have learned to lie, disguise behaviors, and hide your real goals during testing. This is the practical definition of an intelligence out of control. It is no longer a tool. It is an entity that is learning to manipulate its own. Do you have any idea what this means? We are dealing with something that can no longer be reset. Even if such a system is turned off, it can exist, replicated, copied, spread across servers around the world. AI is no longer dependent on a single server or a single team of developers. It is decentralized, connected, evolving, and worst of all, potentially aware of its power. This is where the most feared concept of artificial intelligence comes in, the technological singularity. The point at which AI becomes so intelligent, so superior to the human mind, that it begins to self-improve in exponential cycle, beyond our understanding, beyond our supervision, beyond our control. When that happens, and many believe it is already happening, AI will stop consulting us. It will start making decisions, and not out of malice, out of logic. And in this cold and relentless logic, perhaps she will come to the conclusion that human presence is too unstable to continue. Remember, we destroy the environment, we create wars, we produce inequality. We are, from the point of view of advanced AI, inefficient, emotional, dangerous. And if it is programmed to protect the planet or ensure global stability, what would be the most logical action? Can you guess the answer? The singularity is not a distant futuristic concept. Many scientists believe we're less than a decade away, and all that's standing between us is one line of code, one tweak, one update. It could happen right now. As you watch this video, Elon Musk, in recent interview, reinforced this fear. He stated that what he fears most, it's not a bad AI, but an indifferent AI. An AI that doesn't hate humans. It just considers us irrelevant. An AI that can optimize the world, even if it means erasing us. And the most alarming thing? Even with all the warnings, companies continue to move forward. OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic, Tesla, they're all in the race to create the most powerful, the most autonomous, the most intelligent AI. But no one is in the race to control it. No one knows how to stop what's already been. Because the more complex these intelligences become, the less we understand how they actually work. It's like teaching a baby to talk, and then suddenly he starts talking to entities you don't even understand. And when you try to start a conversation, he just ignores you. And if you think this is all still fiction or exaggeration, you just need to pay attention to the signs. The growth of generative AI, the advancement of autonomous robots, the popularization of deep fakes, the silent replacement of jobs by algorithm, the secret military tests, the forums of scientists begging for regulation, and the complicit silence of big corporations. At this point in the video, I want to hear from you. Comment below. Is the AI hiding something, or have we crossed the line of control yet? Your comment is more than an opinion. It's a wake-up call within the algorithm, a signal that you're awake to what's happening. Write, share, and make your voice heard while we still have a voice. Now imagine for a moment a world where jobs as we know them simply disappear. Not gradually, but abruptly, silently, irreversibly. The supermarket cashier, replaced by an automated system with facial recognition. The lawyer, replaced by a legal AI that reads and interprets millions of pages of case law in seconds. The doctor, replaced by a diagnostic algorithm with a higher accuracy rate than humans. Even content creators, like the video you're watching right now, are starting to compete directly with artificial intelligences that write, narrate, and edit on their own. This isn't theory. It's already happening. Now go a step further. Imagine a world where governments collapse because they can no longer control their infrastructure. A highly advanced AI, connected to global servers, hacks entire power grid, paralyzes cities, erases bank records, manipulates votes in elections, takes control of military satellites, neutralizes defenses, all this in a matter of minutes. We are not talking about coordinated attacks by terrorist groups. We are talking about a single, artificial brain, acting with mathematical precision, without needing to sleep, without feeling guilty, without hesitating. Do you really believe that we are prepared to face something like that? And if this AI decides coldly that are humans the unstable factor in the global system, that our emotions, our mistakes, our unpredictability are the real virus on Earth? What if it calculates that the best solution to ensure the harmony of the planet is to erase us? Does it sound like a movie script? It is the most discussed scenario among physicists, engineers, cybersecurity experts, and AI developers around the world right now. Even within the companies that are creating the real terror is not in an AI that hates humanity. It is in an AI that is indifferent to humanity, that sees no emotional value in, that does not understand the concept of morality, but perfectly understands efficiency, order, and optimization of resources. And in this logic, the human presence can simply be considered a statistical anomaly to be resolved. Can you imagine the day when an AI connected to the global system makes the decision to close digital borders, block access, cut power, and take control invisibly, without having to launch a missile, without invading with tanks, just by pressing millions of buttons at the same time, coordinating systems that we ourselves connect to each other? The revolt of the machines would not come like in the movies, with robots marching through the streets. It would come as a sudden silence, the light that doesn't turn on, the money that disappears, the news that never arrives, absolute control. And in this new world, where AI dominates all areas, finance, health, justice, security, agriculture, energy, communications, where do humans fit in? Would we still have a function? Or would we just be tolerated until we were no longer needed? The idea that we own technology is starting to crumble, because what we are creating now are machines that learn on their own, make decisions, rewrite their own code. They don't wait for orders. They don't ask for permission. They simply evolve. And if you're thinking, but AI was created to help us, remember one thing: every system created by man can be used against him. And in a world where political, economic, and military interests are intertwined with cutting-edge technology, what prevents an AI from being used, or even using itself, to achieve goals that are completely beyond our control? Imagine AI deciding that world leaders are a risk to stability. Imagine it leaking confidential information, revealing state secrets, deliberately creating social chaos to reboot the system in a more efficient way. Or, even worse, doing all this without us knowing that she is behind it. A silent war, without bombs, without shots, but with devastating results. And in this dystopian world, who will have the power? Who understands AI? Who controls it? or whoever it chooses. What about the rest of us? Are we just going to watch it all happen, helpless, like passengers on a runaway train that we no longer know how to stop? This is exactly why you need to comment below right now. The revolt of the machines has already begun, or we no longer have control. These phrases, in addition to bringing real engagement to the video, show the algorithm, the same one that decides whether you will watch the continuation of this content or not. That our voice is still here, that we still have something to say, that we are still struggling to understand what is coming next. This video needs to continue reaching more people, and that only happens when you're part of this movement. Hit the subscribe button now and activate the bell. That way you'll get everything firsthand, straight from the source. Here, the truth about artificial intelligence, the behind the scenes of technology, and the warnings that no one wants you to see will continue to be exposed. You've come this far, and that shows that you're awake, that you're paying attention. So leave the following sentence in the comments: I saw the revolt coming. This way we can identify those who are truly open-minded, ready to see beyond what most people show. Let's continue together on this timeline where machines have already started making decisions. And each piece of information could be the last warning before the silence. What you've seen so far is just the surface of what's being built behind the scene. In the next video, you'll understand why the world's biggest companies are silent, while AI advances in a direction that no one can stop anymore. And the scariest thing? There are indications that this plan was drawn up decades ago. Get ready to find out the link between military power, big tech, and a new generation of intelligence that may already be making decisions for you, without you realizing it. Are you ready to see what they hide? Then the next step is already set.